Hi, this is Jack and Ash here again from Fitness Lab, and we're going to be taking you through pushing movements. We're going to use the dumbbell bench press today to highlight a couple of issues that we often see in the gym, but then different tips and tricks on how you can correct that to get the most out of your pushing movements. We're specifically talking about horizontal pushing movements today, and the thing we often see, and is often a mistake, is with dumbbell bench press, is the first thing is the angle and position of the elbow joint. So I'm going to ask Ash to come onto the bench, and again I'm going to hand him the dumbbells because I'm very nice, and then I'm going to highlight to you a common position that we see people adopt when they're doing this movement. When they come into the lowered part of the movement, so the elbows are coming out and wide into this 90-degree position, if I ask him to pause here just for a second, you can see the elbow is perfectly in line with the shoulder. Now, whilst this isn't completely incorrect and should never be done, it's not optimal for what we want to be targeting with the dumbbell bench. So if I ask him to just push up from this position, when you come out into this 90-degree position, if I ask him to do it one more time, is we're putting a lot of excess stress on the front of the shoulder, on the shoulder joint. And if you push up again, this is just going to put more stress on the shoulder joint, which we don't want, because for this pushing movement, we want all the work and effort to be on the pecs here. You're going to get a little bit on the front of the shoulder, but predominantly we want that pec muscle to be activated. So to change that, all we're going to do is just twist our hands to about 45 degrees, and then your elbows are going to follow that line. So we're going to come a little bit narrower, a little bit closer to our ribs, and then push up from there. So what that does is just take the extra stress off the shoulder joint, allowing you and your body to focus more on your pecs, the main muscle we want to target. Another common thing we see is when you're coming from this position is pushing just straight up above your shoulders. That's absolutely fine, but again, to make this exercise more optimal, we want to allow the muscle to do the movement pattern it wants to do in order to get more activation and stimulus on that muscle. So if you imagine a laser beam from the middle of your chest, from here to the ceiling, we want to come away from that laser beam into this 45-degree position and then push across your body slightly to meet closer to that line. The reason for that, as I just mentioned, is that is the natural line of the muscle group, the pec, to get the most stimulus and activation from it. If we're just coming straight up and down, we're not getting the muscle to engage and contract in its optimal position. Imagining that line going from the middle of your chest straight up just allows us to be more optimal in this position. So if you add these couple of tips and tricks to your pushing movements, again, you can relax there, that's done. If you add these to your free weight pushing movements, your dumbbells, even in your TRX push-ups, you're just going to find this movement more optimal and get more out of it.